Alright. So we sitting down with my man, little man tonight, man. Soul Brother 48. Little man, how you came to run into the club, brother, and how long you been running with Soul Brothers?
Soul Brothers since 1989.
1989, and the introduction into the club.
I was raised in the motorcycle world, and then we started our own club in high school. We used to be called Lords of Flatbush back then. Then when we became a motorcycle club, Bernard and Killer, they got us together, and we started to do chapters of Soul Brothers. But they didn't tell the rest of the Soul Brothers that we were starting out. So we just showed up in Fresno, all of us, all the cats I grew up with. We already had Harleys, we was already riding. So we showed up in Fresno, cut the pack off, rolled up, you know. Everybody was like, who the fuck are these motherfuckers? We didn't have colors, we just had t-shirts. Soft colors, right?
Yeah.
So we sound like we were Soul Brothers. How the fuck this happened? So everybody was freaked out, you know, because there was like 20 of us, but the oldest guy was 22 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all had hogs. We already had been riding. We started riding in high school. So when they got us together, I guess they didn't tell everybody. So after the run, we went back to Palo Alto. All the club wasn't as big as it was today. So we all went back to Palo Alto for a meeting. My older brother at the time, rest in peace, Rob, he was our president. So we went in there, and, you know, guys that were opposed, some guys were with us, guys were opposed to it. My brother basically said, here's the deal. If you guys got a problem, let's all line up and start getting down right now.
Yeah.
No weapons from the shoulders up. And if, you know what, even if you beat my little brother up, he pointed at me because I was the youngest. He said, if you beat my little brother up, he's got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I fuck you up, you got to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they really couldn't do shit to us. So that's how we started Sounds Like.
I feel you.
And then, like, right after that, Heavy shows up. We had a Harley shop in Sounds Like where we all hung out and shit like that. So Heavy shows up. He has an old-ass bike in the back. He says, hey, man, can I prospect for your club? My brother said, what? Yeah, man, I want to prospect for your guys' club. We didn't know it was Heavy. You know what I'm saying? Or, well, what's your name? He told us, man, weren't you the guy that started the club? He said, yeah, but I want to prospect for you guys. So after that, he took us under his wing, and he just started introducing us to the life of being a Soul Brother. I was 20 years old then. I'm 54 now.
And I hear Heavy speak sometimes, man, coming from all the rattlers.
Yeah. Heavy started out as a rattler in right around 53, 54, right when the Hells Angels started. Heavy was there when they invented the diamond.
And that was
he was a part of that.
That was my question I was about to ask you, because that's something that's been floating around, you know, man. And,
yeah.
And
Heavy was a part of that. They had a meeting and Heavy was a part of that, and you know, that's where that came from. But we started 10 years after that. Soul Brothers started 10 years after the Diamond's invention.
Yeah.
So we started June 9th, 1967. And so shortly after the first chapter started, LA became the second chapter. And then it was Arizona. Then after Arizona, it was us. And then, Fresno, then us. And then everything kind of went on freeze for a little while. Then when we started in 89, we was like the only young dudes out here. There was no young dudes on the motorcycle set like you guys are today.
And when you say all year, you're speaking about?
All over the whole fucking country. There was no youngsters. There was just us it was us and the Dragons. They once we did that move, the Dragons pulled in a bunch of guys that were young guys, and so did the Hells Angels. But the Soul Brothers were the first motorcycle club in the country to have guys, a big group of guys that were no more than 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's kind of how we started out.
And a question, man, to ask you, you're Latino, right?
Sorry.
With it being, because I know originally from when the patch started, it came out with it being a multi.
It's always.
Right.
It's always.
So was it ever something, man, stand out?
When we started, San Jose. All right, this is the thing. When we started San Jose, this motorcycle set was completely segregated. There was no Chicano people, there was no white people, there was none of that. Just Soul Brothers. They was the only ones doing it. Okay, so when we made the move in San Jose, Black and brown, where I'm from, is always rolled together in the pen, but not so much on the street. So when we came out and did it on the street, you know, we sat down with like the NF and these other bigger homies, said, hey man, this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? They're like, fuck, go ahead, do your thing. Just don't mix your thing with our thing. So that's how we've always kept it. We've always kept our motorcycle shit completely separate from what street shit's going on. But we was the only dudes doing this for years. We was the only ones doing it. We've always been the only ones doing it. You know, Chosen Few gets the right to say they're the first mixed club because they started in '64. We started in '67. But we're the blueprint of what it really means to be a mixed club.
And we're not knocking specifically, right? I don't want to say specifically Few, right? But Few is one of the clubs in our brother club that outside of California, you know what I mean, that can speak on that multi-mixed club.
You know, as far as east of Arizona, you know, I don't know that history. I don't know that history. I only know the history of the West.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, there's other people that, you know, are mixed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too much about it. I only know our history. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is to instill our history into you guys. And you guys have been embracing it, so that's what you're supposed to do, because that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, LA, this chapter right here has always been one of the strongest chapters of this entire organization, because it was rooted with strong individuals. John Rutledge, Hayes, the list goes on, Big Man, Maurice, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Kenya, too, I mean, it goes on and on. So when you guys, you know, when I come back and seeing you guys across the country, it just put a smile on my face, because I've always fucked with LA. You know what I'm saying? LA's always been tough, always been riders. You know what I mean? So I remember when Burnell, you know, when we had to put the club on freeze down here, how he made it his mission to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, today, you know, you guys are tougher than ever, and that's what matters. People ask me, oh, was it better back then or is it better now? It's better now, because you guys are here. You know what I'm saying?
Feel you.
It's better now.
And definitely, you know, me and my boy with me and Matt was just speaking about it. You know, we pushing now 5 years with the club, Patch T, and 6 years.
That's right.
Prospect, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm seeing now with it being a West Coast chapter, and now we all the way over on the East Coast,
right.
Florida.
Right.
I'm not sure
right.
if NOLA, New Orleans
right.
is still active, but we coast to coast right now.
Right.
How where you see the club pushing from here?
Well, we need to keep growing. We need to support that expansion, but at the same time, it's easy to sit here and say, well, they don't do this, they don't do that. It's another thing to show up so they can see what a real Soul Brother is. That's what me and Buzz do. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's easy to say, oh, they ain't this, they ain't that. Thing of it is we needed that expansion 20 years ago. So we're kind of late to the dance in my eyes, but better late than never. You see what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Better late than never. You know, for a long time, the leaders of the club, they wanted to keep it small and they wanted to keep it constricted. You know, and so a big part of my career was like, spent, you know, it's like, fuck you, man, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you do that, you can't just say, fuck you, I ain't doing that. You got to be able to back your shit up. You can't, you know, if you're going to go against something, you better have a fucking clear path on fucking what you want fucking to replace it with. So you can't just be bumping your gums. You got to back your shit up. You know what I'm saying? You got to let your writing do the talking. You got to let all your writing do the talking for you. Because if not, you're just somebody that stands around here and runs his mouth. To a guy like me and this dude, we laugh at you. Now they know. I'm sorry, bro. You know what I mean?
A question to Shu, right? Do you see, man, as far as still right now? Because for me, originally when I first came on to what I call the set, right?
Right.
And the set, when I say that, I'm talking about
Right.
the white, black, Latino, right? The Asian.
Sure.
I haven't really been that side, but the Asians them are mixed in with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Originally, when I first came into it, was from the white boys on their side, right?
Mm-hmm.
But realized that I was never going to be able to patch up with one of the original or some heavy clubs on the white boys, and right? Why I leaned over here. Do you ever see the set man crossing that border where it ain't segregated anymore?
Well, here's the thing. The set should be and remain segregated. Because when it's segregated, it's regulated. Okay? Without no regulation, you have people doing dumb shit, carry themselves like idiots. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of regulation is gone now. Now we have social media, we have, you know, all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? That kind of like preoccupies us with you know, little bit things have gotten away from, you know, our standards. But then again, our standards have also risen. But you need separation because without it, there's no keeping the balance, checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a system of checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? And respect. You know what I'm saying? Too much intermingling is not cool.
I hear that.
You know, I'm more concerned with you guys taking my place and taking what I started and running with it to the next level than worried about some other fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm yesterday, you guys are today. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's at. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can sit here and talk about, oh man, we did this, we did that. That don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cool, right? You know what I mean? Good times all the time, you know, it's good shit, right? But at the end of the day, what matters is the example that's led for you guys to follow. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. That's what it's all about. It's all about you guys. So I do it for you guys. You know what I mean? I do it for you guys.
I feel you.
That way you guys got a good example to go off of. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
You know? That's why I am the way I am. You know what I mean? But you know, I got nothing but love and respect for my brothers. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm the type of person that puts this first. You know what I'm saying? Some people do, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person that this is first. Because this is how I was raised. You know? Even though I've had brothers that were presidents, this and that, when we come through the door, friends and family ends at the fucking sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? I have some of my best friends aren't soul brothers. Because guess what? If they came through that door, we couldn't be friends no more. You know what I'm saying? Because if something goes bad, guess what? I'm about the club. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just rather instill all those values and those things into you guys so you guys can keep it going. You know what I mean?
I hear that.
Pretty simple, you know what I mean?
Well, respect, man. We appreciate that, man, little man. I know my boy Buzz, you know, OG for
That's
us,
my father
man.
right there.
You know, Buzz have always spoke good to you, spoke good about you, brother.
We
You know, I see you do your thing, fixing Prez bike.
Oh yeah, we get down. I get
Up
down.
in Arizona.
I used to, you know, I'm a mechanic. I was the first, believe it or not, I was the first Chicano dude to ever finish the Harley program, 1989 or 88, something like that. Got the certificate from Willie G. Davidson himself. You know what I'm saying? So I've been building bikes. I used to race with Chicago Drove the Hells Angels, Top Fuel Harley, all over the country. Be on TV every Sunday. Used to do all that shit. You know, the patch on and everything. You know what I mean? So we are already highly respected outfit. We are already, you know what I mean, everywhere. But all these other people that aren't necessarily on our set. The world knows who we are. You know what I'm saying? On the street and